One famous poet said, "No force on earth can change an idea whose time has come." Hello friends, myself Dr. Rushikesh Ved, one of the highest degree holder of Gujarat and director of Pratima Education. I have been happy to live by the grace of God and blessing of my beloved parents. They say idea can change your life. So some ideas are worth spreading. I believe that when genius aspirants merge with a mission to ignite change, a revolution is born. Talking about revolution, I must say, each revolution has also story to tell, and that gives to birth organic ideas. Yes, I have long been known as highest degree holder of Gujarat state, but the backstory is still untold to the world. So it's worth spreading, especially with the young mind. I am a left-hander. Do you know why am I specifying that? When I was 3 years old, I suffered first right hand fractures, and then I suffered 3 more fractures on my right hand before I turned 5. Up until 4th standard, I was not good in study, which is considered as totally failure by my parents and teachers. So sometimes I used to get stringent punishment including beating sometimes. But rule of 48 hours is applicable. In rule of 48 hours, do you know? After this, everyone busy on his own life. No one is interested in my life. And I was busy in my life. So here at the age of 9 years, I got the rule of 48 hours. Then in standard 5, my parents took big decision. They changed my school from English medium to Gujarati medium. But I still failed in 5th standard, 6th standard, 7th standard, 8th standard, and 9th standard. In the 9th standard, one incident was there. My best friend, my best friend was the topper of the school. And at that time, he got admission in science stream. So, I also got admission in science. With the full daring, I went to the office of principal. I went inside to show my mark sheet. My principal shouted on me and said, "Get out." तब जाके एक बात पता चली, knowledge is everything. I failed in maths. Time passed and came on the 10th board exam. My parents thought the boy is doomed to fail in the 10th board. They looked at my topper sister with pride and looked at me with utter hopelessness. But the reality was changed. I got distinction in 10th board exam, and at that time everywhere were so much happy. So तब जाके एक बात पता चली, failure is nothing against hard work, because I was doing lots of hard work at that time. On 11th standard, very big news was waiting for me, and that big news is my respected teachers announced my name and said ऋषिकेश वेद. तब मैंने क्या किया ये मैं सोच रहा था. ऋषिकेश वेद got highest marks in accountancy, today known as accounts guru. So here the first turning point of my life, and it was the future educationist was born. Then after 11th 10th board, I got distinction. I got admission in finest college in the Ahmedabad. But in my college, one incident was so much affected to me, and that was blood donation camp was organized by my college. I was so excited to donate blood, but I was so thin, so at that time I was not eligible. For that incident, I had started a gym. I became a bodybuilder. Then After my this bodybuilding journey, I went many more times. Blood donation camps, certain number of charities. After my graduation, I went to my father and asked, I want to do a job or a business. My father gave me two options. Either you go for higher education or leave my house. I choose to go for higher education, and then the journey of being a successful educationist began. I was appointed as an assistant professor in famous institute of Ahmedabad. I have a habit of snapping fingers throughout the lecture to keep environment attentive. I remember a memorable incident took place which I would like to share with all of you. I was appointed in very reputed college. It was my first lecture. पूरा क्लास 150 स्टूडेंट से भरा हुआ था. Then I started my lectures. As usual, I started snapping fingers. Then I turn around और बोर्ड पे मैंने कुछ लिखना शुरू किया. At that time, on my back, they started replicating me. Then ये 2-3 बार होने के बाद, then I turn around in front of them and said, everyone has to clap aloud. After which, no one ever copied me. Meanwhile, I started my own institute by my mother's name, known as Pratima Education. After which, I got engaged at the age of 24. My father-in-law asked me, how many students do I tutor in my institute? I said the truth, 5 students. At first, he was a bit shocked, but I convinced him by assuring I'll have over 100 students by the time I get married. I enrolled 105 students when I got married. After my marriage, I again joined my passion, my bodybuilding. I took more than 100 kgs weight every day. I became one of the finest bodybuilder in Ahmedabad. I always encourage people for exercising. तब जाके एक बात पता चली, don't be scared to lift heavy. When I started my institution, I used to say, I'll have more than 1000 students in my institution. Everyone laughed at me, including my parents, my friends. In 2013, I proved it. तब जाके एक और बात पता चली, be confident. In the same year, I got a degree of actual science. It was a unique degree. I was the only one person who cracked it. At age of 39, I received the highest level of education, the PhD degree. At the age of 40, when I was a top bodybuilder and a successful educationist with a booming financial career, my life was rolling, bang on. Again, I have two options. Give up or live on with pride. At that time, my elder son told me the God gave his toughest battle to his bravest soldier. And I chose to live on. Then I came out with emerged bodybuilder, a successful educationist, and the highest degree holder of Gujarat state. For the whole journey, credit goes to my parents, my teachers, my wife, my sisters, my sons, and my all friends. In the last line, I must say, each student is a genius. Never forget, always remember, the only one stopping you is you. Thank you.